So, Shannon, who is the best player in the draft?
You know, it's not always necessarily true that the best player gets selected number one. A lot of times, if it's really close, teams are going to go with the guy that produces the points, and that's the quarterback. But I like Quinnen Williams. I believe he's the best interior D lineman to come along since Aaron Donald. He puts you in the mind of the Aaron Donald and the Warren Sapps, the guys that are around 6 foot tall. The first thing when I look at an interior lineman, I want to know, is he explosive? I need him to be able to jump off the ball. For the longest time, we thought of defensive linemen, interior linemen, Skip, guys that stout against the run. And if he gave you 2 or 3 sacks a year, 4 sacks, you're like, okay, that's pretty good. But then here come the guys, the Warren Sapps, the Johnny Randalls, the guys that were in the double digits. And then here come Aaron Donald, takes it to a whole new level. He gets to 20. Quinnen Williams has that kind of ability. He plays downhill. He can change the line of scrimmage in an instant. The tackle for losses, 19 tackle for losses last year. And coming from Alabama, you know he knows how to practice. You know he knows how to play because he's played in a lot of big games. I believe with him, coming from that factory down in Alabama and looking at the way the game is played now, all things being equal, I think I would rather have an interior D lineman that can get to the quarterback as opposed to an edge rusher for the simple fact he's closer. And if you come around the edge, Kip, the quarterback will step up in the pocket. But if I collapse the pocket from the middle, you got nowhere to go. So I believe Quinnen Williams is the best player in this draft, and I believe he'll prove me to be correct.
Jenny, I must admit to you, this question is laughable to me. I'm embarrassed we're asking this question.
No, you're not embarrassed.
I'm embarrassed by
We already know you're going to take chalk.
I'm embarrassed by your answer.
You're going to take chalk, I already know.
Chalk it's not even chalk. It's just, if Kyler Murray is as great as I think he is and will be in the National Football League, he'll be 50 times more valuable than anybody else on the board. Anybody else. Unless you can assure me that Quinnen Williams is Reggie White. If he's Reggie White, even though there are times Reggie White even disappeared a little bit against Dallas, I don't know. Will he have Lawrence Taylor impact? If you can assure me that Quinnen Williams is going to completely disrupt every offense he ever faces.
Well, if you're going to assure me that he's going to be Tom Brady, well, then all bets are off. Are you going to assure me that?
I'm just going to assure you he's going to be really good.
That's not good enough for the number one overall pick.
Well, he's capable of winning. I don't know how good his team is going to be, but he's capable of winning multiple Super Bowls. That's how gifted he is, because all he did was win 3 straight Texas State high school football championships. All he did at Oklahoma, think about this. He was following a Heisman Trophy winner who went #1 overall. You don't think that's pressure cooker pressure? You don't think those are the biggest shoes to fill you could ever step into at the University of Oklahoma? Jenny's been there. I grew up there going to those games. The pressure in that city, in that state, is just suffocating, especially on the quarterback. And what did he do? Baker Mayfield had arguably the greatest statistical year in the history of college football. He'd actually had him back-to-back years. He led in QBR back-to-back. Kyler Murray took it up a whole nother level and had the greatest, an even greater statistical year than Baker Mayfield had. And they lost 1 game, and Kyler Murray was extraordinary in that 1 game and threw 4 touchdown passes and had over 500 yards of total offense against Texas. So to me, I saw nothing but great. And again, if he is now reunited with a guy who's, I'm not exaggerating this, is his soulmate, his football soulmate in Cliff Kingsbury, then it's great on great on great. It's match made in heaven. And look, he's 50 times better than anybody just by virtue of the position he plays. Everybody's looking for a quarterback.
Well, we understand
right?
that, though, Skip.
Okay, but think about this. Think of the desperation you're about to witness tonight. Live, national TV. You're going to watch desperation on the part of the Giants, the Broncos, the Dolphins, the Redskins, and probably 3 or 4 other teams, because they're all looking for a quarterback. Because you can't even compete in this league without a quarterback unless you have the 2000 Ravens defense and Trent Dilfer's just okay at quarterback. Or
the 02 Bucks.
I was going to say Derek Brooks, the great Derek Brooks. If you have Brad Johnson in that defense, you got a shot.
Yes.
Or we can keep going to Jim McMahon and the 85 Bears. Jim
you need Hall of Fame. Basically, what you're saying, if you have a subpar quarterback, you need Hall of Famers on the other side of the ball to Richard Dent, Mike Singletary, 85 Bears. We had Rod Woodson and Ray.
Correct. So do you know how many swings and misses there are every draft on draft night for quarterbacks?
Yes.
And again, I listed some, and again, I was on the record with all these quarterbacks saying they're just okay, but they're not good enough to take them that high. And they're Paxton Lynch. I said before, I just don't. I don't love him. E.J. Manuel, I did not love him, and he just wasn't. Ryan Tannehill he was actually a little better than I thought, and they're still trying to move on from him, right?
They'd have moved on.
Okay, Jake Locker, I loved him as a kid, got to meet him on First Take, but I said, he's not good enough. He's like an athlete trying to play quarterback, so he was a bust. I never liked Blaine Gabbert. He's been maybe a little better than I thought, but you what do you call him? Blaine Gabbert?
Yeah.
Okay, Christian Ponder, great guy. I said he can't play. Yeah, Oklahoma beat Florida State in Norman with Christian Ponder. I said, he just looks like another guy to me. Sam Bradford's had his moments, but he's just too brittle. He can't. I never loved him in Oklahoma. Mark Sanchez, I never loved, and he got with a good defense and a good coordinator.
And almost rode it to the Super Bowl.
Okay, Jamarcus Russell, I was adamantly against, and he was a complete bust. Brady Quinn was just another guy to me, and he went too high. Matt Leinart, I love him here, doing what he did, but I just didn't love. He's a great college quarterback who's never going to be that guy in pro football.
It's hard, Skip. It's hard. It's hard to evaluate players because sometimes all you can hope is that when you look at a guy's tape, Skip, and he goes to the combine, he's everything that you think.
Yeah.
But you really never know what a guy's going to be until you get him in your building.
Yeah.
Because we've seen some of the all-time great college players, Skip, do what they need to do at the combine. They test off the board in the interview room.
Speaking of that, I nicknamed this player Kyle, I should have been a bowler, because he should have been a bowler. And he was a great kid. And remember, at his pro day at Cal, he was on his knees and threw it through the goalpost, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's extraordinary. But does it translate into playing quarterback? It does not.
It does not.
And so everybody loved him, and he's rocketing up the draft boards, the mock drafts, and you're just wasting your time. You're wasting your pick. So a lot of that's going to happen tonight.
Yes.
But I believe heart and soul. I'm 1,000% sold on Kyler Murray. Can he beat Tom Brady? Who can beat Tom Brady?
Whoa,
well, there's only one and only.
Can he be Peyton Manning?
No, those are two. You just went to the very top. Can he be a top 10 NFL quarterback? Yes.
But you want Quincy Williams to be Reggie White or LT.
By virtue of the position.
Yes.
If Kyler Murray, let's just say this, he proves to be one of the top 10 quarterbacks in pro football, you have to take him. And you can't take Quincy Williams. You know, like come on. You can't tell me that Quincy Williams is better than Kyler Murray.
Well, here's the thing, Skip. Look, if it's close, let's just say that both have a grade of 8.8 to 9. You always take the guy that score points. That's what I was told by a general manager that did this, that was very good at this. You take the guy that produces the points.
Okay. All right.
So you always going to, I mean, even if you know, you always going to take the quarterback.
Yeah.
You're going to take Tom, if they're coming out knowing what you know, you take Tom Brady over LT. Because he scores. I think LT is the greatest player to ever live. But you always going to take the quarterback, Skip. But I just believe Quincy Williams, given what he's able to do to reset the line of scrimmage, he's tremendous with his hands. And that's what the interior linemen need to be. They need to get disengaged very quick. Plays in the backfield.
I liked him a lot. I thought he was really good.
Ask old Kyler Murray about it. He saw him up close and personal. Saw him up close and personal.
You know what Kyler Murray did in that game, national semifinal, with the worst good team defense in the history of college football?
What'd he do?
Kyler Murray threw for 308, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, and ran for another 109.
How many in the first half?
308
when
plus
the game when they needed it.
That's 417 yards of total offense.
In the first, no. I need that in the first half. When the score got 7-0, 14-0, 21-7,
Got a little dicey.
No, it didn't get dicey. It didn't get dicey. We never worried about y'all.
Oh, really?
We wanted y'all in the championship game, but we ended up getting Clemson.
Again,
got the
Oklahoma shouldn't have even been in the national
You're right.
He's the only reason they were in the semifinal.
Yeah, because the Heisman Trophy, when you want the Heisman Trophy to be showcased. But we showed you what y'all was about. Showed it to you. And Coach Saban hurting, his hip was hurting.
Yeah.
Just imagine if he had that hip, his hip was bothering.
He'd had what do you call it? A replacement hip? Yeah. Then he'd been even better, right?
Yeah, he'd been
so that's what's been wrong with that defense.
Yeah.
He's got a bad hip. That's why they keep giving up 40 plus.
He had it replaced. But he back at work already.
They gave up 34 to Kyler Murray. That's interesting.
Hold up. How many did y'all give up?
We gave up 45, but that was good for us, actually.
But we called the dogs off.
We gave up 56 to Will Greer and West Virginia.
We trying to save some of the points. I wish we'd saved some more of them. Skip, first of all,
we gave up 48 to Texas.
Kyler Murray got all those yards in the second half when they was meaningless.
Oh, meaningless.
Yeah, they call that garbage time, mop-up duty.
Huh, interesting.
Yep. You know that.
I didn't see any garbage.
You did. Skip, the score was 28-7 at one point. Wasn't it, Jenny?
I saw extraordinary.
Skip, but we're going to see.
Coach Saban walked off that field saying, glad that's over.
No, he said, I already knew what was going to happen. It's just hard for me to believe, Skip, 5'9". He's 5'9", under 200 pounds. Can he stay healthy in an NFL season over a period of time?
Okay.
That's the question.
Better passer, Lamar Jackson or Kyler Murray? Help me out.
Stop it.
Help me out. It's not.
Listen,
it's not even close.
Okay.
And I'm going to throw this at you. Faster, Kyler or Lamar? It's Kyler. I promise you, he's faster than Lamar, and Lamar is blazing.